Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. I am here live in the Morgan Monroe State Forest. And man, I tell you what, guys, let me know down in the chat. Give me a one in the chat. So when I was using Restream, I had a piped in video to give me that 60-second countdown, which I don't know. It's either you love it or you don't love it. I think it allows people time to get in. But I had a better upbeat song in there. And as I'm adapting to StreamYard, changing things, redefining muscle memory, stuff like that. Um, I just used StreamYard's integrated like 30-second countdown. That music, I'm sorry, doesn't set the tone. But let me know, you guys, do you think should I keep an intro or should I just go cold open or what do you think? And if I do keep the intro, should it just be that kind of elevator music type thing, or should we hype up the tone a little bit, get the mood started? But hey, we are here live. This is the first Sunday of 2026, and my gosh, um, I can't go back to work tomorrow. Absolutely, not looking forward to it. I've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks, so essentially the Monday before Christmas up through now, and it has been. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting up earlier than what I did when I'm going to work every day. I'm doing less. I don't even know where the last 2 weeks has gone. That's I guess where I'm trying to get with this is. Does anybody else feel that way? Anybody feel like the last couple of weeks was a blur, and now you need a vacation from your vacation or whatever you did at the end of the year? So I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a happy New Year's, and looking forward to continuing to do these things. We just gone over a year of doing this every Sunday morning, with the exception of a couple Sunday mornings. I was traveling. I think one I was sick. If I am somewhere off in my ham radio journey, camping, whatever, and I'm in a spot where I can do this, I will. I mean, this last year we did a live stream from Hamvention. We found a park that wasn't too far away, and our friends Julie and Vaughn from POTA Power joined us. Dane, KD9 WNY, Western New York, KD9 Western New York. Dane also joined us. He was there, and then Alan, Punk Rock Ham Radio, also joined us that morning. So we did a live stream from a park around the corner from the fairgrounds there. We did a live from live park activation from Monsanto one Sunday morning during Huntsville Ham Fest. The during Hamcation, I did not do a Sunday morning stream just because there was no easy access to a park. There is not one. There's actually a park, and if you guys are going to Hamcation, the Toads, POTA, and it's Ron that's really coordinating all that. There'll be the POTA activation get together there's a state park not too far from the Orlando, is that Green County, Orange County, one of those counties, fairgrounds where Hamcation's being held. I will recommend, if you are planning to go to that, I guess parking is a little different. In years past, you paid for, and I'm air quoting here, you call it entry into the park, or call it a parking pass for the day, a day, yeah, whatever you want to call it. But you used to be able to just roll right up to the gate, pay your entry fee and go. And that's a little bit different. I guess Florida State Parks is handling that a little bit different this year, and you need to prepay these things. So they have a reservation system. If you go to the Toads Discord and look for the Hamcation portion, and there's a link to it. There's a bit of discussion about it, but it's pretty simple. You just go on, register if you don't register or haven't registered already, if you're not a Florida resident or in Florida very often, and you pay for it, and it's not overly expensive. I think it was like less than $10. But that's the parking pass for the vehicle. And I'm assuming people that are there, like, myself, I'll have the Bronco I'm driving down this year. So we'll be able to bring people over from the fairgrounds if you're going to be at the fairgrounds already. So 2-3 people, and I'm sure there'll be multiple of us in the group that'll have vehicles there, so we can get some people over. So looking forward to that. And going. One of the things that I've been wanting to do is obviously this year I need to. One of my 26 goals is to get not only more parks activated. I mean, if you look at my thing, I've got a lot of contacts, and the majority of them are right here in this park. It's 5 minutes from my house. But I also travel, and a lot of times I fly because I'm flying for work. And I will try to parlay that trip. Usually it's a conference, stuff like that. They start on Sundays. A lot of times the conference will start on a Sunday afternoon, where you get checked in, and they'll start having vendors or the conference itself will have some kind of happy hours and things. So I will generally fly out Saturday morning, make Saturday my travel day, and I'll try to work in 1 or 2 or 3 POTA activations while I'm there as an activity to do in the area. Sometimes I sightsee. It just kind of depends on what's around, availability to a rental car, which in most cases, because I'm flying to major airports, or the rental car isn't necessarily the issue. But it may be parking, for example. Some of these hotels that I stay in, there's really no, quote, surface parking, to where you can just easily park a vehicle, and you have to valet it or something, and it's like a $70 a day, $80 a day parking charge. So it's just a balance, and you try to figure it out, and go from there. So this year, Hamcation, what I wanted to do was just go ahead and drive, take a couple extra days, and spend some time just driving. I hate driving, which is one side of this, but if I can break the trip up into smaller things, I did this going down to Huntsville this past summer, where I planned park stops along the way, and I made that my driving break, where I would pull in. Now, I'm obviously using the same setup I'm using here, so it's in the truck, and it's not that long. So I stop and had lunch. I'd stop and, I'd go fill up, and then I'd go over to a park and get out for a little bit, stretch, walk, enjoy the park, try to make 10 or 12, 15 contacts quick, get back on the road, and broke my trip up that way. And although it did take me quite a bit longer to get down there, which was fine, I got 5 parks in and got a Rove with, another piece of POTA paper to hang up on the wall. So, and that's what I'm looking to do with hamcation, right? Hamcation, hamvention. They get interjumbled in my head, and I want to make sure I'm saying the right one. But Orlando. So I'm going to head east of Indiana. I've got Ohio already in the book, so that box is green, and that's where I want to do. I've got all 50 states as a hunter. Now I want to try to get as many of the activator states, and so obviously Hawaii and Alaska are a little extended away from the continental United States. So we'll figure that out. But the other ones I want to try to get to. So driving this year, and I'm going to head east. Ohio, I think I can go into Pennsylvania and then start heading south. Maryland is right there, and a lot of it's going to depend on the interstate system. In West Virginia, so I don't have Maryland. I don't have Pennsylvania, Maryland, or West Virginia. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Those are all states that on the East Coast that I don't have, and I think at least driving down there, my goal is to try to get a park in every one of those states, so I can at least turn the box green, add some more to it. So those are my early goals in 2026 is to try to get more parks. So all right, so I've jibber jabbered here for a while. Got some people in the chat now. Just kind of zip through here. Cooley checking in first thing this morning. Good morning, Cooley. Jason Lockwood checking in right in behind him. Good morning, Jason. Dave, Kilo Echo 9, Great American Eagle, not Ego, but Eagle, checking in this morning from Missouri. Dave and I are going to be hanging out here in a couple months also. More expos coming up, Springfield, Missouri, and that's actually in his backyard, and in Dave's club brings their trailer out and does presentations on emergency communications and stuff there at the More Expo, which was cool. Spent some time with those guys last year. Also did an interview. I got to find that, Dave. I did an interview with, I'm not sure if it was a local publication intertwined with the thing, but the use of not only amateur radio, but the use of YouTube and making this the classroom, right? The modern day classroom of amateur radio and doing that. So, sorry, I've also made a change. I've moved some stuff around on where I'm at. So if I'm looking down, it's not that I'm not paying attention, just, different there. Whiskey for Oscar Golf Whiskey, George, I believe, checking in from Virginia. And George usually goes to a park, and he's watching a live stream and also doing a POTA activation at the same time. You out this morning in the park? Dave checking in this morning. Good. I'm sorry, Dave. Wow, Jimmy, PRK Radio. So if you guys don't follow Jimmy, check his channel out. He's been doing some good stuff in there. Roger McKinnon checking in this morning. Roger, good morning. Good morning, Kilo Charlie 2, Tango Echo Lima, checking in from New Jersey. Robert, good morning, Robert. Fellow Navy veteran Aaron, Kilo Quebec 4, Hotel Zulu Kilo, checking in this morning. I think Aaron was on the same vacation schedule I was. I got my ham alert blew up every morning. I think Aaron was making POTA activation every day as part of his vacation. Robert said 71. He's just happy to get up in the morning. I agree. That's just Joe checking in this morning. Good morning, Joe. And he's asking how cold it is. Right now, it's about 19 degrees outside. So one of the things I do is I crank up the heat here in the truck and let it run for about 10 minutes before I shut it down and go live. I try not to turn on the heat. It just makes too much noise. Robert checking in this morning from Alabama. Had a great time at Freeze Fest, Locust Fork, Alabama, and he says keep the intro. Kind of curious how cold did it get at Freeze Fest? And Freeze Fest, and I understand it's all subjective, right? And what is cold in Alabama is not necessarily cold here in Indiana, so I appreciate that. Woods Bikes checking in. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year and happy Sunday. Kelly checking in. Whiskey Zero, Uniform Quebec. Julia checking in this morning. Prep Ham Paul checking in this morning. Good morning, Paul. And 45 Auto checking in too. Good morning, 45. Good morning or good afternoon, Elodie. Steve Mindy, 5253. Good morning. Kilo Echo 8, Victor Charlie Bravo checking in from Ohio. Good morning. So I did want to Whiskey Zero, Mike Echo Tango. Good morning. Ham radio guy. That's Marvin. And Marvin's got some big stuff coming up. So make sure you follow his channel and also check in with all the regular, ham tubers out there. You'll be seeing Marvin a lot. Marvin is part of the board of directors for Winter Field Day, and we'll be doing the big public push here for the next couple weeks before Winter Field Day kicks off. So make sure you check out his channel and just watch all the regular live streams, because I'm sure you'll be seeing him and others from the board. Andy Callie checking in. Good morning, Andy. November Papa 5, Mike. I've been trying for a while with no luck. I hope to catch you on the radio this morning. Maybe it looks like there's two call signs there. Kilo Buck 4, Zulu Mike Whiskey. So I did want to throw this out. Last Wednesday, on New Year's Day, and I did it. Kilo Juliet 5 Romeo Tango dropped a $4.99 super chat while I was live on the air. I do want to make sure that I recognize that. I did put it up on the screen. One thing I want to make sure that I don't do while I am live on air is I want to make sure there's that firewall between live streaming and amateur radio. One thing, with amateur radio is that we can't have a pecuniary interests, meaning you can't do it financially. And that's, I think, a good thing. It's amateur radio. There are some limitations, or not limitations, some exemptions to that. And you can find that in the was it part, whatever it is, 97 in there. But one of the things, two of the things actually, one was if you need to pay somebody to be an op during some form of communication, and then the other one was for educational purposes. So the classroom. So to pay people to do amateur radio for educational purposes. So that is something like if you were teaching classes at the local thing, the classroom, right? Well, and I think there was early 2000s, late 1990s, the last time that this was revisited by the FCC. And one of the position papers is that, as I think it was, I guess it was in the early 2000s. One of the position papers from the ARRL was that essentially emergency management and some other things were falling back on ham radio as a strategy, not as a fallback, but part of their strategy in providing. And the issue is that they're allocated money and they're allocated frequencies and stuff to do what they need to do outside of amateur radio. That it wasn't like it was like it when all else fails, here are some ham radio operators that can jump in and help out. This was part of their strategy and what they wanted to do. And that's really where the pecuniary interest in the last iteration came around, was preventing that. Obviously, educational purposes is another thing, but making sure that there's a defined line. One thing in my position, and I think this is a very valid position, is that YouTube is today's classroom. If any of you guys have young kids, I have two boys, middle school and elementary, and so much of the digital portion of their learning day is done through YouTube and other forms of social media. So the argument can be easily made that this is today's classroom. Case in point, everybody that does that. Andy, thank you for becoming a new member. So that's a lot of this, coming in here, doing these live streams, getting on the air is definitely how people learn, how people on a Sunday morning can get together and do this. I always try to throw a bit of education in here, but more so just getting on the air and utilizing it and going from there. 45 says, I've definitely learned more off of YouTube than I would have thought. And I agree. I mean, the internet has been great for a lot of hobbies, things, but it's also killed a lot of stuff. And if you think about a couple examples, class reunions and hamfests, I mean, those are two areas where it was a very social event. It was people that you hadn't seen for a period of time, where they would get together, right? You want to see what's going on with your classmates. Well, if you think about it, Facebook brought all these people together, geographically separated as you left high school and moved on, or you left college and moved on. And you would come back every 10 years, every 5 years, every 10 years to see how everybody's doing. Well, this all now. And Facebook and was it Classmates or whatever that website is, or in like my case, my high school, we have our own website, and you know all this stuff. So people actually going and getting together for a class reunion. I mean, I'm over 30 years out now, so now it's more like a who's still alive kind of thing. But that's one instance where that killed it. Amateur radio. When you think about it, when I first got into it, hamfests were very popular, and you would go and even these like smaller hamfests, a lot of it was a very social interaction. People were getting together as much as people were walking around and looking at some of the stuff. I mean, these smaller hamfests, new vendors don't come in. Maybe maybe a couple do. You're not bringing in the ICOMs or Yaesu or Kenwoods aren't setting up booths in small things. It was guys and gals getting together over some coffee, or that the chili or the hot dogs or whatever they had, and sitting around the table and putting a face to some voices that you've heard over the air. And that kind of stuff has dwindled away. And having to go to the ham fest, or honestly, just having like go to a retailer, and sitting down and being able to touch radios and do those things, that kind of stuff is gone away. And that's where ham radio has kind of and the ham fest have kind of dropped off because of this access and ability to learning. And Aaron says, I consider YouTube and YouTubers as my Elmers. I agree. I've learned a lot watching other people, and to be honest and fair, myself included, I don't think any of us are experts at anything. I have a background in electronics. I went to electronics school. I can talk to you all day long about theory, but when I left the Navy, I went into IT. Now I'm an expert in what I do in IT, but not necessarily electronics or RF or any of those things. But that's it's kind of where it's at. So I can get out and I can talk to things about stuff, present it. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, here's a good example. And I appreciate what both of these guys are doing. And so if you haven't heard, there is a disagreement, I think that's the right word to use, on the Bofang Mini UV5R minis. Are they clean? Are they dirty? And I don't know if dirty and clean are the right words, but do they fall within the specs of what is considered to be good or not good? And then how do you test that? Does your test equipment, are they providing some artifacts or some false information based on how it's testing? And so that's playing out right now, and that's playing out between Smoking Abe and Josh, and in the two different methods. And it's interesting. At least Abe prefaced his video the other day. Josh mentioned last night that he's got a follow up to his video, and honestly, this is kind of like how the scientific method works, right? And you do your thing, and you document it, you get it out there, and hopefully at the end of the day, everybody can fist bump, high five, go drink a beer, and we're all smarter because we've all now gone through this open process of learning. Where'd Paul's comment go? Paul said, apply some Dawn dish soap, keep the Bofang clean. Yeah, I agree. Scrub that thing down with some Dawn dish soap. I mean, it works great. Joshua, Kilo Mike 7, Charlie Oscar Juliet says, that's why he went with the G90. So many people, Walt mainly, that said it was a good for beginners for so long. It is. I mean, the one thing to remember, and this is okay, we all have opinions. And the thing to remember is opinions are like buttholes. We all have them, right? But some people have different opinions, and it's okay. I think there's obviously subjective and objective testing and results, and we just present it and we make our own decisions. I wouldn't necessarily hang your hat on anything you say from any given person. One thing that I've learned is that experts can be wrong, and lay people can be right. And having the um, having the ability to even being an expert in something, having the ability to listen to what other people say and objectively measure that, and then being able to adjust your opinion. So it's always a good thing. John, good morning. Aaron said Josh also posted a link to an attenuator set last night. Yeah, I mean, having the right set of tools is the way to go. But at what cost? I was reading through the comments of on Ape's video, and it's comes down to calibration. How often is your test equipment good? I mean, you could stick a thermometer in your mouth and read your temperature, and you might get three different identical thermometers and get three different temperatures. And what's changed, right? So I think a lot of this is, we take everything with a grain of salt. We use the Tiny SA as a testing device. Is it calibrated? It's as good as the calibration you can do with it. But is it calibrated to the level to be definitive? Good enough is good enough. And I think that's a lot. Yeah, that's one thing that I stress with what we're doing here in amateur radio. The Nano VNA and the Tiny SA are great tools. They are tools that I would recommend that everybody get one. They're not overly expensive, and compared to a signal generator or compared to a vector network analyzer, they are good in price wise. But you're not putting up a rocket into space with it, and you're not doing targeted microtherapies with lasers and stuff like that. You're pushing a PTT button and getting on the air. So it's good enough. And it's thing. So is it 1 dB, above or below a line? I mean, who knows? Is it at 5 watts? With some loosely calibrated equipment that may or may not have enough attenuation to not put artifacts in there. I don't know. I mean, that's one of those things we can, but at the end of the day, hopefully this will be a good conversation, and we will all be smarter after it's done. And I appreciate that the guys are doing this, and they are being good sports. And I'm sure at the end of the day, one of a couple outcomes will come out. Either one person's right and one person's wrong, or both people are right or both people are wrong. And that's just kind of how it is. Just zipping through. It looks like there's a great conversation going on. Rob, very good point. At that low of power in those harmonics, does it hurt anything? I don't know. I don't know. It depends on where that harmonic drops. If it's in the middle of a public safety band, possibly. If it's drops into the somewhere in an ISM band, does it really matter? I don't know. I mean, there has to be a line, but at some point, like um, I watched a guy, the new Vero, whatever it is, N76, the one radio that B Tech has picked up, and the really cool HT that does the APRS and everything. He was doing a test, and he said it was dirty on UHF. I mean, what's that mean? There's no standard for UHF. So what does that mean? Uh, so I'm not going to say that these aren't arbitrary, but to a certain degree, at that low of power, does it is it is, is it going to be the end of the world? Um, so one of those things. All right, let's go ahead and shift gears, and we're going to try our luck at World Radio League here again. I might have to shift these around. I think I am going to have to do that. I'm going to have to shift my monitors around here. That might be too small. Yep, that is too small. Yeah, let me do that real quick here. Oops. Whoopsie. Instead of minimizing it, I closed it. Once again, if I had a good producer here, this wouldn't be wouldn't be that big of a deal. All right. What am I missing here? Add to stage. There we go. Oh, get a comment out of there. Sorry. All right. So let's see. Start POTA activation. 4215. Oh. Let's try that again. Morgan Monroe. Put my favorite 40 meter frequency in there. You know what? I think I can bypass that actually. I don't need to worry about that right now. All right. Watch the old antenna go up. Cooley, yeah. I don't know if I can teach that one. I was hoping to get my my kids, but you know they're not interested in anything like that. Well, it's early in the morning, so all right. We are hearing people. That's good. Well, on Wednesday, on New Year's Day, I went out and after I did the live stream, I got on 10 meters. Man, I made a ton of EU contacts. So looking through here, there's not a whole lot of people on 40 meters right now as far as activating, which is good. I mean, good in the sense that I don't have to navigate around a whole lot. So it looks like 7.194 and 7178 are got POTA activators on there. So let's
compromise the nation.
is the frequency in use. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. It is the frequency in use. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is the frequency in use. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Well, we know our favorite jackass is watching the stream. Is the frequency in use. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot.
Great, man. A good comeback, baby. Is that why they fired you? After they fired you, they started coming.
Is the frequency in use. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is the frequency in use. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US-4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Hotel Zulu Kilo.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Hotel Zulu Kilo. Aaron, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, Tim. Also 5-9 down here in Kilo, Quebec 4, Quebec, India. Kilo, Quebec 4, Quebec, India.
All right, thank you for the contact, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
Hey, thanks a lot for being out there again, Tim. 73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Whiskey Alpha 4 Tango Echo Delta.
Whiskey 4 Tango Echo Delta.
Good evening or good morning. Kilo back 4, yellow.
Hey, Teddy, what was your full call again?
You're 5-9 in Tango November.
I copied the 5-9 into Tennessee, my friend. Terry, Teddy, what is your full call sign?
Whiskey Alpha 4 Tango Echo Delta.
There we go. It's the Whiskey Alpha 4 part. Got you in the log, my friend. Thank you for the contact today in 73.
73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo Echo 0 Mike Alpha Delta. Alpha Echo.
Kilo Echo 0 Mike Alpha Delta. Sean, good morning. 5-9 plus.
Okay, Tim, got you 5-5, 55.
Copy the 5-5, my friend. You have a great day today in 73. All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo Echo 6 Alpha Echo.
Kilo Echo 6, Great American Ego. There we go again, Dave. Doing it again. 5-9, buddy.
Hey, QSL, I got you 5-7 down here.
I copied the 5-7, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
73, thanks for being out there activation.
All righty, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot November Mobile.
The Kilo Alpha 9 station.
Kilo Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot November Mobile at 5-9 in Illinois. Kilo back 4, you from India.
Kilo Echo 9 Charlie Fox November QSL.
Roger, I got you 5-9 in Illinois.
Copy the 5-9 into Illinois. You're 5-7, 57 in the park. Are you mobile right now?
Yeah, I'm mobile. I got a Silverado with an ATOS and the XT 891.
That's a great combination for the mobile setup, my friend. Thank you for the contact in 73.
73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Whiskey 4 Kilo Sierra Yankee.
Whiskey 4 Kilo Sierra Yankee. Good morning. 5-5.
4, you North Georgia. Thanks for the activation.
Copy the 5-9 into Georgia, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
Back 4, you from India.
The station ending in India. Was there a station ending in India? All right, nothing heard. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Back 4, you from India.
Kilo Quebec 4 Uniform Echo India QSL.
Back 4, you from India. Back 4, you from India.
Kilo Quebec 4 Uniform Echo India. Jason, you are 5-5, 55. Kilo Quebec 4 Uniform Echo India. 5-5. Kilo Quebec 4 Uniform Echo India. You with me?
5-5 is Lansford, North Carolina.
Copy the 5-5 into North Carolina, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
5-5 is Lansford, North Carolina.
QSL, my friend. You have a great day today in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Whiskey 4 Victor India Golf. 73.
All right, 73 Whiskey 4 Victor India Golf. Dennis, good morning. 5-5.
Thank you very much. You are also 5-5 into Virginia.
Copy the 5-5 into Virginia, my friend. You have a great day today in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Juliet Victor.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Juliet Victor. Craig, good morning. 5-9 plus.
Roger, 5-9 over here at the Oscar Hotel, Tim. Gonna give you the club call as well. Club call is Kilo 8, Bravo Sierra Romeo, QSO.
All right, copy the club call. Kilo, was it Kilo Echo 8, Bravo Sierra Romeo?
Negative, just Kilo 8, Bravo Sierra Romeo.
Kilo 8, Bravo Sierra Romeo. And that's the Black Swamp Radio Club, correct?
Hey, Roger. Thanks for picking me up. Have fun out there and stay warm. 7-3, Tim.
All right, 73, my friend. You have a great day today. So one thing I wanted to do, Andy was talking about this. So I put a comma delimited, a comma in between the call signs, and I want to validate that both calls drop in when I hit enter here. Let's hit log contact. All right, I am not seeing that. Dave, I know you were talking about him too. We're about 50 minutes into the live stream, so it is documented. Let me just put a space in there. So I've got first call sign, comma, space, and second call sign. Let's do that. And that is not logging. Yeah, you said okay. You haven't been able to get that to work. All right. So we've got a time. It's 9:51 ish, and we're not seeing it. Let me get that. Okay, that call sign went in fine by itself. So it is. I'm getting the lookup, and that call sign went in good by itself. All right. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed.
November Sierra 4, Tango Tango.
November Sierra 4, Tango Tango, Frederick. Good morning, 5-1.
Roger, got 255, Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Thank you for the 5-5 into Virginia, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo Delta 9, Alpha Oscar Kilo.
Kilo Delta 9, Oscar Alpha Kilo QSL.
Come back again.
Kilo Delta 9, was it Oscar Alpha Kilo?
It's Kilo Delta 9 Alpha Oscar Kilo. Hey, okay?
All right, Kilo Delta 9, Alpha Oscar Kilo. Brian, got you in the log, 5555, my friend. Thank you for the 5-5 in Illinois. You have a great day today at 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. Station Indian Romeo. Whiskey 8 Charlie Papa Romeo. Colleen, good morning, 5-9.
US over 5-9, you are 5-5 here in Lake India.
Thank you for the 5-5 into Michigan. You have a great day today in 73.
73, have a great day.
All righty, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours, Ed. The QRP station, go ahead.
Kilo Delta 8, Juliet Golf Uniform, QSO.
Kilo Delta 8, Juliet Golf Uniform, and I'm going to go ahead and put you stroke QRP. You're 5-1, 51 into the park today.
I have you at 5-4, Northwest Oscar Hotel.
Copy the 5-1 into Ohio, my friend. Thank you for the contact in 73.
73.
All right, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop for a little bit. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot going QRT. All right. That was a good little run there. So I got 14 calls in the log, and we had to do a little bit of a slowdown there for the doing the thing. Andy had mentioned that they had rolled out the multiple logging the other day across all the various platforms, and so that's literally typing your first call sign in, putting a comma, typing the second call sign in, and that's great in a situation where you've got 3 operators, 4 operators. So instead of having to do a log entry for each one, you just put a comma in their thing, and then the software is supposed to break that apart. When he mentioned that, Dave and I were both on the stream with Andy when he mentioned that, and both of us had experienced that issue where it didn't work. So, when you're doing these things, that's great with being recorded, right? You can now have it documented so they can go back and look at that. And that's what we're doing here. And I wanted to make sure that we got that documented so they can see and I will make sure I'll reach out to Andy and make sure that they know about this so they can look at it, and then I can get them the specifics. I mean, the one thing, and I run into this all the time. I'm sure you guys see it. Well, this isn't working. Okay. Well, what is this? And well, it's that. All right. Well, how are you? You've got this whole list of things that you have to distill down before you finally get to the real problem. And one of the things I do as a professional engineer, I preach the who, what, when, where, and why. So making sure when you report problems, whether it's, like I need to call in a case or a ticket with a vendor, and somebody would just say, well, you need to open up a case with the vendor. All right, well, what would you like for me to tell them? The who, what, when, where, and why. So I want to make sure that that's documented. So that helps them out. So when they're looking into this, it's what was happening, when did it happen, what were the circumstances. I'm running this on a Mac, and I'm running Chrome, and I got the current version of Chrome, that kind of stuff, and putting that all together, and then obviously having some kind of a visual reference. And then in this case, I did both. I clicked the button and I also hit the enter key. When the enter key normally works when it's one contact and everything. So, and it could be something simple, or it can be something much more complex. But the more information you give to somebody on the other end, the easier it is. So looking at the breakdown, and I do like this feature on here as far as the stats. So Morgan Monroe State Forest, I was averaging about 98 Qs per hour, which is in that area that I like to keep it moving. I only operated for 8 minutes, got 14 QSOs, one band and one mode, so just 40 meters. My DX entities just here in the United States, longest contact 440 miles, and I got contacts in 9 of the 50 states. So I like the breakdown if you're doing this both as a hunter or as an activator. It is I guess cool to kind of see the stats and everything. And then if we go to the map, let's see if let me awesome. So I understand the maps are editable. You can customize them. So as far as Whiskey 8 Charlie Romeo Papa all the way up here in northern Michigan, had the mobile contact in Illinois, and I'm not sure which one of these was the mobile one. Dave and made the other contact, Kilo Echo Zero Mike Alpha Delta, out here in Missouri land, and I'm going to be out here. And actually, one of the other things I want to talk to Dave about this, and maybe Sean, since they're familiar with the area. I'm going to be out here for the More Expo, and going back to what I was talking about with driving, and it's not seeing it, but right down in here is Arkansas, over here is Oklahoma, and over here is Kansas, and I'm going to be in this area right here. So I need to kind of map out. I think that's another one where we normally meet up, I think Wednesdays. Yeah, Wednesday we get out there to go camping and start the show. I might drive out a day early and plan a 3-state, 4-state rove around there and maybe hit a couple parks and stay the night somewhere before I come over to meet up with the guys for the More Expo. So I'm going to probably hang out here at the park for a little bit. Depends on how much battery. I think I got enough battery to on my computer to continue logging. So I'll probably let the truck warm up a little bit and switch over to 20 meters. So if you guys are looking to make some contacts, I'll be over on 20 meters for a bit. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the week. Start off the new year. Let's have some fun and enjoy amateur radio. So until we get an opportunity to meet on the air again, 73, everybody. Don't forget, Ham Church is going on right now. Let them know the fat guy with the beard sent you from the park. See everybody later. 73.